Dia de los Difuntos, the Spanish word for the Day of the Deceased. And good morning, and welcome to another beautiful day here in Ecuador. Today is a very special day because Moses is dressed up like Harry Potter. It is Halloween in the United States. And for a kid like Moses, this is a day filled with special treats, dressing up like your favorite character, and giving out candy. It's a very, very fun day, but in just a couple of days, there's a huge holiday here in Ecuador called the Dia de los Difuntos. And this is a really special holiday that's been around for over 500 years here in Ecuador and all of Latin America, except Chile. I really don't think it exists in Chile. Let me know in the comments below if this does exist. But the Day of the Dead, what's the difference? And what are the celebrations? And which is better? Well, let's go explore with some food. And let's talk about these two very different, very unique celebrations in different countries. And also Halloween is here in Ecuador, but Dia de los Difuntos, is it really in the United States either? All right, let's go grab some food and talk about these two special holidays. Whew, I'm excited and hungry. I am very excited about this video because first I have Colada Morada, which is first water, fresa, strawberry, sugar, pulpa de mora, so blackberry juice, piña, pineapple, and you have a bunch of different things in here, canela as well, and I cannot wait to drink this. You shake it up. I've got my little cup right here that you pour it into, and you drink it. Super, super good. And then you've got these here, which are babies. I thought it was really, really weird that basically you eat a baby on the 2nd of November, but let me explain this tradition for you. Typically what you would do is go to a cemetery and you would remember those who died. And this, the color, is basically what makes it. It's a way to remember. It's like the purple color reminds you of just a sombering like time, like death or something like that. It's not black, it's just something to remind you of people who have passed away. And the baby reminds you of the new life. So you have new life and you have death here. And you go to the cemetery and you eat your new life baby, which is filled with this cream and has this frosting over the top. You can get it in different kinds of flavors. So I've got choco avellana and manjar. The manjar or chocolate are my favorite. There's a guayabana one that's really good as well. It's just a sugary treat as you are in the cemetery remembering the people who have passed away. And you go there with family. There's events that happen here in Quito or in Guayaquil and other places of Ecuador and all throughout Latin America right now that help you to remember those who have passed away. But really, I mean, how is this? Well, let me share with you how this tastes and what it looks like inside. Because really, for Moses in school, they do this. They make these things. So you get this bread and then you can frost the top and make it look really good. So in school yesterday, he did this, and then today he's celebrating Halloween, which I'll talk about in just a second. But look at this. This is the manjar one, and it's so soft, so sugary, and it is really, really good. Just think of a fresh bread with a filling inside, basically like a donut in the United States with some frosting over it, but it's only served during October. And after November 2nd, you usually can't find these quite as often, and you definitely can't find this quite as often. But right now, everywhere you go, this is this is what you get all around. My dad would love this holiday because of the bread, the donut bread. My mom too. My goodness, this is super, super good. Tasty, delicious, and kind of a cool way to remember those who have passed away. In the United States, we usually just think about them, we talk about them sometimes, but we don't actually have a holiday to remember people who have passed away before us. Here, and in most of Latin America, you do. And this tradition has been happening for over 500 years. So I think Halloween has not been around for 500 years. Let's talk about what I grew up with Halloween in the United States. Wow. Now, let's talk about what I grew up with. Well, in the United States, during the entire month of October, things are getting cooler in the northern parts of the United States, where I'm from, Wisconsin, and everything is falling off the trees. Literally, all the leaves are falling off the trees. And you have these orange things that are growing in all the fields called pumpkins. And you go and pick pumpkins when it's getting cooler outside. You grab a jacket, you go outside, you pick your pumpkin, you go back to your house, and then you take out all the gooey, nasty stuff inside. We did this with Moses about a month ago when we were in the United States. They had tons of pumpkins then. He did not want to take out the stuff on the inside. But I took it all out for him as a good dad. And then you take a knife and you carve the pumpkin into a face or whatever you might want to carve it into. For me, I think I made like a Green Bay Packer one growing up and faces and things like that. And then you put a light inside of it, like a candle or something like that, and you turn it on, and at night, because the sun goes down much earlier because you're not in summertime in the United States anymore, and it lights up, you can see the face or whatever carving you made in it. And you keep these outside of your house and they last a couple of weeks because it's cold outside. Here in Ecuador, we tried to do the same thing and they just melt. And in Chile too, when we lived there, we tried to do this with Moses and it just melts because it's way too warm outside. But in the northern parts of the United States, it's getting really cool outside, so they last a long time. Then, 31st, today, Friday, October 31st, what you do is you dress up as a character, whatever character you want. I would do a football player growing up, American football player, and I would walk around to all of our neighbors and you would do trick or treat, which is where the neighbors would give you a piece of candy, and it was a really special thing. You still do that. So all of my little nieces and nephews, they're all dressing up right now, going to their neighbors' houses, and the neighbors knock and they actually have candy. It's just not knock and they give you something random for their house. Every October 31st, you know, because it's Halloween. It's a big deal in the United States. All throughout the United States, you do this trick-or-treating and Halloween. You can even dress up as a character and go to school. So Moses today got to dress up as Harry Potter and go to school, and they do trick-or-treating at his school. It's not quite as popular here in Latin America because you have other holidays. You have the Dia de Difuntos. That's super, super popular. In fact, he doesn't even have school on Monday or Tuesday because of this celebration that's throughout all of Ecuador. But I remember coming back as a kid after walking, collecting all this candy. You dump out your huge bag of candy, and you have candy for almost an entire year. You could even give this candy away to people throughout the year, and you would still have candy left over next Halloween, which is crazy to me. Such a cool holiday, so fun, and it is really fun that Moses is able to celebrate it a little bit here in much warmer weather. And well, let's continue to talk about these holidays because it's still early in the morning. Let's keep talking. Let's keep eating. Let's keep having fun. All right, let's go. New location. The other thing about the United States is that people like to be scared. So you go to these haunted houses and you actually pay money for this. You walk into this old barn or old thing, and then people jump out with chainsaws and try and scare you. I mean, this is part of growing older. As a kid, you walk around and you grab some candy from people, and it's such a nice little holiday. But then as you get older, you get scared. and you actually pay money to get scared. I mean, it is actually kind of crazy. One of my good friends is really into making these. They're called haunted houses, and he's very good at like painting faces and making masks and making it look realistic. And this is, I think, the complete opposite of what you do here in Ecuador. Ahora tenemos Eduardo, que va a explicar un poco mejor que yo como gringo las tradiciones de Ecuador. Bienvenido al canal, Eduardo.
Muchas gracias, John. Tenemos la tradición acá en Ecuador de rendir homenaje a todos nuestros antepasados que ya se nos adelantaron en el tiempo. Le conversaba de que en otro sector de esta ciudad de Quito, en Ecuador, existe más arraigada las costumbres, donde la gente lleva comida, tiende un lugar donde pueda poner varias personas, ponen cierto tipo de comida, por decir fritada, que es carne cocinada, maíz, habas, choclos, pan y una bebida que se llama la Colada Morada, que es la que se come con la guagua de pan. Entonces en esta reunión todos comen, todos se sirven. Hay mucha gente que toca, interpreta música, bailan y todo en honor a los deudos, a sus antepasados. Es una tradición muy bonita, hay muchísima gente allá. El día propio es el día 1 de noviembre, donde se vive en realidad mucha esta fiesta, que en realidad es una fiesta de difuntos. Eso es lo que puedo explicar por ahora.
Excelente, muchas gracias por explicarme todo eso. Es muy diferente de lo que está pasando ahora mismo en Estados Unidos con Halloween, ¿cierto?
Ajá. Claro, es otra totalmente diferente la festividad, la celebración.
Muchas gracias. Here in Ecuador, you really are remembering those who have passed on before you. This reminds me of that, because in the Lenten season of the Christian church year, you have the same color. And typically this does remind you of kind of sadness, death, blood maybe. This though reminds you of new life, a baby. And what you do as a family is you come here to a cemetery and you put up flowers and things like that, and you're just here remembering the good times of the people who have passed on before you. And I think that's such a cool tradition and so different than what you find in the United States, where typically you're being scared by scary dead people and you're getting candy and things like that. The candy is really cool. The getting scared by dead people, completely the opposite of what's happening here in Ecuador. So if you're coming here in October and especially November 2nd, you have to try this tradition. It's super interesting, and these are really, really good. At Serrano, that's, I think, the best place to get these, unless you know how to make them at home. I think even so, these are amazing. They're kind of expensive, but they are very, very good. Mixed with a little Colada Morada. There's something about this tradition, lasting for over 500 years, still here today, a way to remember those who have passed on before you. I kind of wish we had this in the United States, because sometimes I don't remember my grandparents that have passed away not very long ago. Here, you come here, you put up flowers, you remember that day when they passed away and all the good times that you had with them. How cool is this tradition here in Ecuador and throughout Latin America to remember those who have passed away? I think that I'm going to try and do this. I'm going to try and remember November 2nd, the day that I can remember those people, my grandparents who I have such good memories of, who have now passed away. I want to remember them on this day as well, maybe with a little Colada Morada and a little baby that reminds me of Moses and new life. And then here in a cemetery in Ecuador, that's not where my grandparents are, but it is a good place to remember. Anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this video for today. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Check me out on Instagram and TikTok, Gringoylatino, and we'll see you guys next time for another adventure. I have to eat more guaguas. Moses had one yesterday at school, and I was so jealous because I had to wait till today to make this video for you. Anyways, we'll see you guys next time. But for now, I'm gonna enjoy this little baby, and ciao pescado. I'll save it for Moses.